resigning his office. Under the new administration, Sir Roland Semonet would become leader of the opposition.
While much of the PLP history is chronicled in books, articles, pamphlets, and magazines, the true movement lies in the faces. The diverse multiracial army of ordinary women and men from every walk of life, race and class, united to awaken the consciousness of a people and a nation. The PLP will remain vigilant in its mission until the promise of the Bahamas is made real for all Bahamians.
Thus it was on the 10th day of the first month that black Bahamians emerged from the centuries-old domination of a white group and crossed over to the promised land of milk and honey, on which they could grow more and more, able to shape their own destiny. They could walk tall and proud in their own land as never before, and humble too, as their deeply religious sense attributed their glory and victory to the mysterious ways of their God.
To me, and when the morning sun reveals her hills and plains, then I see a land where children can run free. So take my hand and walk this land with me, and walk this lovely land with me.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Grand Bahamians eagerly anticipate the 2025 Junkanoo Parade. Also, 3 persons being questioned on the Freeport Container Port's $9 million cocaine bust. And later, South and Central MP for Abaco shares details on the island-wide blackout causing major service disruptions.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
I think the Rockets was very nice.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. Topping news tonight, authorities in Grand Bahama have detained 3 employees of the Freeport Container Port in connection with a significant drug seizure at the facility. The suspects, 2 men aged 52 and 38 and a woman aged 52, were apprehended on Tuesday, January 7th at their workplace. This development follows a major operation on January 1st, 2025, where law enforcement agencies intercepted a shipment containing approximately 498 kilograms of suspected cocaine at the container port. The seized narcotics have an estimated street value of nearly $10 million. The joint operation involved multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Bahamas Customs Department, who conducted a thorough search of containers at the port, leading to the discovery of the illicit drugs. In other news, one of the biggest Junkanoo showdowns in Grand Bahama is set to take place tomorrow, offering residents the chance to experience 8 groups as they showcase various themes and music. Anticipation for the Pine Yard Rush is high, with residents praising the new location as the perfect spot. They also believe the new date will give both locals and visitors a unique opportunity to witness firsthand what the island's vibrant culture has to offer. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
Junkanoo fever is upon us as the Pine Yard Rush comes alive tomorrow at 8 p.m. and residents are eagerly awaiting to see who will emerge victorious. The event kicks off with a new route, and organizers are confident that returning to its original stopping ground is a great decision. onlookers will now have the chance to soak in the vibrant energy and positive vibes from the music and performances, making for an unforgettable experience.
Two things. The holiday is the next day which you can rest, and then it's not a school day. That the children, in Junkanoo, the next day the children don't go to school. So I think that's a great idea.
More spacious too. You say where it was, it's like it was jammed up, clustered. But now, you can see better. You say that's...
By the post office, that was the go-to spot. And then with the closure, it enhances the sound of Junkanoo.
As for expectations, here's what this particular resident is looking forward to.
Turks and Caicos Islands. We came down to celebrate this Junkanoo festival. I mean, we've seen it a lot of times on TV, but never experiencing it in person here in the Bahamas. We think it's real nice, so I want to, help be a part of this, I'm looking forward to feel the energy, the vibes, the customs. They're all nice.
We're looking forward for a great time, come out and support your Junkanoo team. They're going to be lots of fun. They're going to be entertainment. Of course, for the first time, it's going to be the Battle of the DJs. So there'll be a little intermission, and then you have the Battle of the DJs, and then the show will continue. You have, of course, the Platinum Nights, the Swingers, New Generation, classic dances, the rockers, and they're going to be lots of fun and food.
When it comes to their favorite group and who they would like to see take home the winning title, these residents are not holding back.
Buddy, platinum this, platinum that, but Swingers say this time, this year it's personal.
Swingers winning.
Swingers.
I love all of them, but my favorite is the Swingers.
I think the Rockers are very nice.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Well, as the hours are drawing near for the highly anticipated Pioneer Junkanoo Rush Out this coming Thursday, officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, in conjunction with officials from the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Corporation, are further inspecting the route to ensure safety for the public and the groups participating. Our Matthew Martinborough shares more in this report.
This could not happen without the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Okay, they are the pioneers that will lead this parade as it pertains to safety. We have all that in place. We have already completed the walkabout, an extensive walkabout where we covered everything concerning safety as it pertains to this parade, Grand Bahama. So we are happy to be on board with the police. We are happy the police are on board with us for your safety, our safety, so everybody could come out, have a good time, be safe, and just kick back, relax, and party Junkanoo style.
In preparation of the most anticipated event of the year, the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Corporation, in conjunction with the Royal Bahamas Police Force, are working tirelessly to ensure the safety of the public during the 2025 edition of the Pioneer Junkanoo Rush.
We are just asking for members of the public to come out and enjoy the parade and be mindful that Grand Bahama is in safe hands with the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and they must be mindful that we're not only going to be here at the Junkanoo site, but we will be in and about throughout the entire Grand Bahama Island, conducting our business, ensuring that the communities are safe, as well as this Junkanoo site.
In addition to highlighting public safety, officer in charge of the traffic division, Superintendent Christopher Farquharson, notes there will be several road closures during the event.
The road closure will be from West Atlantic and Explorers Way, east to East Mall Drive, then south to Bank Lane, and west on Bank Lane to Kent Street. Then we'll go down to Gloucester Street, then west onto York Street, then back onto Explorers Drive. So during this time, we'll have our barricades up and cones. So we like the members of the public to pay attention and follow the instructions of the traffic officers.
With security and safety remaining priority number one for the spectators, officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force reiterate their efforts will continue well after the event and beyond in the year of 2025. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Thanks, Matthew. Now, all eyes are on tomorrow night's weather forecast. Senior Met Officer Trinard Tynes says that while no showers are anticipated during the parade, residents are strongly encouraged to dress warm with an expected dip in temperature throughout the evening, with the wind chill possibly playing a factor.
We have high pressure that is nestled across the southeast United States, and with that high pressure is filtering in some dry, cooler air into the area, which dry, cooler air means the winds will be out of the north. We may get an increase in winds coming into tomorrow morning, and then as the day progresses, the winds might slacken off just a bit. We are anticipating that the winds are going to be cool. So we'll probably start off around, the parade should be starting around about 8 o'clock or so. Temperature should be like in the upper 60s, and then as the night progresses, you'll start to feel the temperatures drop maybe down into the low 60s, upper 50s. If you add the wind chill, they probably feel like mid 50s or so. So the main concern will probably be the strength of the winds and the temperature drop.
Now, once again, the 2025 Junkanoo Parade is set for Thursday, January 9th on Explorers Way with a start time of 8 p.m. Hundreds of BPL customers on Central and South Abaco and the Keys were left without power following a major blackout early Wednesday morning that BPL attributes to generation issues at its Wilson City Power Station. Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pinder, says although the outage was an inconvenience, the power provider was working to restore electricity service for its clients.
They tried to turn on some communities early this morning, and then they had to do some more work. So the last update that I was given is that they will be turning on communities one at a time until we're all put back on power.
Now, the outage comes as another island, Eleuthera, has been battling frequent outages. But Pinder says outages are not a common occurrence for Abaco. He also commended BPL staff for what they do, while adding that they do need more resources.
The BPL workers on the ground in Abaco do an exceptional job with the limited resources that they have. Abaco's distribution lines are still needing, to be fixed and upgraded in certain spots, but the BPL in Abaco is doing an absolute exceptional job. They could definitely use some more linesmen and some more resources to help in the size of Abaco and the many keys that they have to cover as well. But the guys on the ground are doing an exceptional job, and it's not often that we have a island-wide outage. It's definitely fairly rare.
Now, BPL issued a statement that every effort is being made to restore power to its customers in Central and South Abaco and the Keys, adding that supply to North Abaco was never interrupted and service was restored to impacted Keys by standby generation. Power was restored in Murphytown, Hopetown, Spring City, and Green Turtle Key. At the time of the release, BPL says its teams were working to get a third unit started at the Wilson City Power Station to restore service in Central and South Abaco. BPL says problems arose around 5:20 a.m. when 2 units experienced issues, adding that clients may face rolling outages throughout the day until one of the units are restored, apologizing to customers for the disruption. In an updated statement, BPL says power has been interrupted in the Dundas Town and Marsh Harbor areas, with restoration in Eastern Shores, Pelican Shores, Abaco Beach, Regattas, and surrounding areas, while Murphytown would experience another disruption as power is restored to Central Pines.
And still to come.
The Governor General pays a special visit to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Stay tuned for that story and sports highlights when we return.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CD. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Leary Calibrations ensures medical equipment performs at its best, delivering quality, accuracy, and precision. Specializing in devices like patient monitors, x-ray machines, and ultrasounds, they provide expert calibration, maintenance, and repairs. Contact them at 803-5974 or info@learycalibrations.com. Tech Masters Freeport, your go-to for electronics, IT services, and repairs. Visit Sunset Commercial Plaza or call 351-5283 today. Tech Masters, we've mastered IT. This holiday season, the Gaming Board for the Bahamas reminds you that winning starts with responsible gaming. Play smart, set limits, and enjoy the holidays responsibly. A message from the Gaming Board for the Bahamas.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. As the Governor General tour continues through Grand Bahama, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt, took a trip to the back of town where she stopped to visit the Grand Bahama Children's Home. In her visit, she spoke to the Managing Director of the home, Joan Hutchison, who shared the challenges that they face on a daily basis.
It was so timely and such a pleasure to see her. She asked some very, very critical questions, wanting to know about the welfare of the children and how corporate citizens can help and how the community can help. I think one of the things she said is just making sure that the voice of the children and the home's needs are out there in the community for them to help, because there is still an assumption that we're being taken care of.
Next up was Genesis Academy, where Her Excellency spoke to the students, giving them hope that they can rebound from mistakes made. Ricardo Major, the principal at Genesis Academy, says that he is honored to have the Governor General speak to the students.
And it was a pleasure to have the Governor General and the entire team visit this school. Of course, you are aware that Genesis Academy program sure is our pull-out program for our challenged students. And for her to take the time out, as a matter of fact, you would have heard her presentation of probably over 45, almost 45 minutes, just encouraging our students that have made a mistake. And our message is, this is just a stepping stone. You would have made a mistake. We believe in you. Let's see how we can rise up and move on from this mistake.
Well, Junkanoo on Grand Bahama is just about 24 hours away. The Superstar Rockers has their hopes on capturing the crown as the 2025 parade winners. Final preparations for the parade are ongoing before the Rockers make their presence felt on Explorers Way. Here's Jay Philippe with more in that report.
The Superstar Rockers will be competing as an A group once again, with the 2025 Grand Bahama Junkanoo Parade scheduled to take place right here on Explorers Way tomorrow evening. The Superstar Rockers, like the other groups, is confident heading into the parade.
Well, the group right now is very excited. They're ready, and they're hungry to go there for the parade. This is really crunch time. Everybody trying to get the costume to perfection, to really be nice, you know. They want to be nice and to be out there, because it's a tough competition. It ain't going to be easy, but I think the Rockers have a very good chance of being successful this time around. But we focusing on the whole parade. You know, everything, you need everything to win. You need the music, you need the performance, you need the dance and all that. You need everything to win, to really win this parade. This thing is not going to be easy. They ain't going to give it to you, so you got to go out there and take it. Everybody want to be on the top, and everybody is going for the top. So what's going to happen here now is that you just got to come out hard, prepare yourself good, And when the parade take the parade, it is out there to take.
Two straight. Do them, boys. Two straight.
The Rockers is back, and the Rockers is coming strong. So look out for us.
Now again, the parade is expected to begin at 8 p.m. right here on Explorers Way. So for all of the groups that's been engaging in trash talking, it's time to show up and show out. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Well, the new Generation Junkanoo group is also excited about the 2025 Pine-Yard Rush on Grand Bahama. The B group say that they are prepared to bring their A game. Let's take a look.
So this is New Generation's shack. It's a new location. So we got started on a couple smaller. The theme that we would be presenting would be He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. And the group would comprise of a minimum of 120 individuals. Kingdom culture has been around for 2008, thereabouts. It has just always been comprised of very young members. And when members feel the need to be in a more seasoned group, for some reason they move along, but that does not discourage what we're trying to do in Kingdom culture.
I see pink, I see white, I see red.
Lots of red. The costumes that we would be using, they will all depict some form of love. You'll see a lot of hearts, you'll see a lot of the cupids, you see those things that depict love and positive relationships. You're going to see a lot of red on the road that evening. It's almost going to remind you of a Valentine's Day. And that will be, you'll see it straight out throughout the different sections of the group. And unfortunately, there are not costumes available at this location, but we would be seeing a very lovely depiction of He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not on that evening. There's a lot of enthusiasm, even though it might be in a different flavor than you would see from other Junkanoo groups. But nonetheless, the enthusiasm is still as high as any other group. This is basically where the majority of our costumes are put together. They're put together from small pieces, and the small pieces just all come together to give us our final product. We look forward to the parade, and we think it's going to be a very outstanding parade for the mere fact of the date being changed now instead of January 1st to the majority rule weekend, which gives a lot more persons the opportunity to participate in the parade. And we always have that desire for persons to join in our parade, even though we end up with some persons who try to make two parades on one day, which is very tiring for some participants and even more so for those who would choose to just come and watch.
Sounds exciting. Well, starting off the new year with fitness and health in mind, the Grand Bahama Alumni Chapter Delta Sigma Theta are hosting their Delta 7K Dash on January 25th at the Beacon School for 7 a.m. The event's invitation are open to everyone, such as schools, track clubs, civic organizations, and corporations to participate in the activity. Fundraising co-chair Camille Sands-Knoll says the first-time initiative is to promote health and fitness to the community.
The Bahamas is slated fourth on the list for the highest obesity rate. So we definitely want to, push the Grand Bahama community and by and large the Bahamas as a whole towards healthier lifestyle choices. And so what better way than to start the new year off with this initiative, right? So we're calling it New Year, New You. We want our Grand Bahama community to embrace positive change, to embrace a healthy lifestyle. And so we believe that by having initiatives such as this is going to help to impact the Grand Bahama community and influence the Grand Bahama community to participate in initiatives such as this.
President Vernita Harris adds that the registration fees of $5 and $20 are for children and adults respectively, are all going towards a great cause such as future investments.
As a result of the registration, we will take those funds and utilize those toward a scholarship for a deserving student at the end of the semester. So there will be some college-bound student that will reap the benefits of the 7K dash. So it's always our purpose to make sure that we service the community through scholarship.
Now, pre-registration for the event will be at the Raven Mall this Saturday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. And that's a look at stories making news. Stay tuned. A check on sports is up next, but first, a look at weather.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Grand Bahama. Get ready.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, powered by Carnival Cruise Line, presents the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, Pine Yard Rush, January 9th at 8 p.m. Downtown Explorers Way, the post office route. All major Junkanoo groups will be competing for first place. Special guest artist appearance, and for the first time in the history of Junkanoo, a cultural DJ clash. So get your tickets, get ready, and get there. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at ZNS3news@gmail.com.
Foresight IT Professionals is your resource for IT products and services, offering products ranging from computers, point of sale, and CCTV systems. Services ranging from network setup, remote technical support, computer repair, and more. Visit number 11 Four-Way Cooperative Plaza. Call 602-0946 or WhatsApp 813-3355. Foresight IT Professionals, your IT products and services resource.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama Junkanoo Parade, the Pine Yard Rush, powered by Carnival on January 9th on Explorers Way, downtown Freeport. The parade begins at 8 p.m. Purchase your ticket at the Ministry's office at the Regent Center East, opposite RBC Freeport. Call them today at 351-6667.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. First in sports, Legacy Baseball League is gearing up for the 2025 baseball season. The league is scheduled to start in mid-January at the YMCA baseball field.
Early registration ran from September to December, which was $50, and that was for the year. But come January, it's going to be $60, and we're going to start the third week in January. The opening games are going to start the first week in February. And we have roughly about 15 teams. We have 3 T-ball, 2 to 3 on coach pitch, 2 10U, actually 3 10U, 2 12U, and we have that open 15 where we have about 40 kids.
Next in sports, Tasmanian Speed Academy is set to host its New Year's Classic track meet this Saturday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Olympian turned coach Demetrius Pinder says it's an automatic timed meet, so sprinters should bring their A game.
I try to focus more on the sprints, the 400s and, boat relays, 4x1 and 4x4. And just really focus on things I know we are good at. And just bring forward that to see if the athletes could, possibly qualify for stuff like a Rifter. It is early, but, you never know what could happen. And that's what brings the best out of you. good athletes going against good athletes. So being able to do that together will be make the meet even more better than what we even can say or imagine.
From the track to the court scores in the Grand Bahama Amateur Basketball League, Dudley Boys defeated Pelican Bay 76-60. Devon Said led the team with 22 points in the win. Shamara Pinda added 20 points as well. Pelican Bay was led by Keon Thompson with 17 points. Dane Bodie chipped in with 15. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Holiday season, enjoy peace of mind with Sand Dollar, the digital Bahamian dollar. Whether you're shopping for gifts or sharing joy with loved ones, Sand Dollar keeps your transactions safe and seamless. Backed by the Central Bank of the Bahamas, Sand Dollar uses cutting-edge technology to ensure every payment is protected so you can focus on what matters most, making memories. The inclusive, convenient, and secure way to pay. Safety wherever the season takes you. Sand Dollar. Gift more and stress less this holiday season.
Grand Bahama, get ready.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, powered by Carnival Cruise Line, presents the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade, Pine Yard Rush, January 9th at 8 p.m. Downtown Explorers Way, the post office route. All major Junkanoo groups will be competing for first place. Special guest artist appearance, and for the first time in the history of Junkanoo, a cultural DJ clash. So get your tickets, get ready, and get there. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
Number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the north. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, it's back to work for the judiciary officially as the legal year opens. Also, the Chief Justice working to streamline those backlog of cases. Plus, an international organization ensuring as many persons as possible in country know how to swim. In the Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Jimenita Swain. The legal year officially started today, bringing scores out to downtown Nassau to witness this annual procession. Corporal Pyfrom reports that the legal fraternity is looking forward to building this year off many of its successes in 2024.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Ryan Pinder cites personnel changes, capacity building, digital transformation, and better case management as improvements made within his office in 2024.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has, for the year 2024, disposed of 194 matters in the Supreme Court of the Bahamas. These matters, of course, range from murder to armed robbery, rape, unlawful sexual intercourse, possession of unlicensed firearm, arson, burglary, stealing, and vehicular manslaughter.
As the country grapples with the fallout from several high-profile cases of alleged corruption, the Attorney General making this vow.
I want to assure that the government of the Bahamas takes all allegations of corruption, both domestically and internationally, very seriously, whether the allegations are against our armed forces or any other government agency or official.
As the legal year gets underway, a call for strengthening the relationship between members of the legal fraternity from Bar Association President Khalil Parker.
While we have adopted an adversarial system of justice, it is important that we remember that as advocates and judges, we are not adversaries. Instead, partners working together to preserve the rule of law and promote the administration of justice.
Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder highlighting what he sees as a number of historic improvements to the judiciary, most notably the landmark legislation, the Court Services Act, which came into effect last summer, giving the judiciary greater autonomy.
By placing the courts under the administration of an autonomous body, conferring on that body the power to provide the courts with administrative facilities and services necessary for the proper administration of justice, to enable the judiciary to manage its administrative and financial affairs, and to promote transparency and accountability in the administration of justice.
This is a day steeped in tradition, and as our Felicity Darville reports, the day got started with the annual church service and procession through downtown Nassau.
Members of the judiciary and the legal profession have marked the opening of the 2025 legal year. The procession was led by officials carrying the ceremonial mace and an oar mace carved with the Bahamian coat of arms. They left from the Supreme Court complex and ended at Christ Church Cathedral. It's a hopeful moment for attorneys in 2025 as the wheels of justice are expected to turn a little bit more swiftly. Bishop Leish Boyd gave a charge.
Whether the client is a stranger or an acquaintance, you for that day or for that season must be their loved one. You must be their valued family member, their best friend. And what do loved ones and family members and best friends do? They seek what is best. So you've got to seek what is best for the client.
After the service, there was an inspection of the Guard of Honor. For the first time in history, the Provost Marshal is a woman, Commissioner Shanta Emily Knowles. This year is also historic as sweeping changes have come for the judiciary. The acting registrar is Ronaldo Toot.
We intend in 2025 to revamp and revise some of our court filing fees. So under the legislation, all Crown fines will be returned to the government and they will be deposited to the consolidated fund. But all court filing fees will remain inside the remittance of the judiciary in order for us to carry out the much essential services that we need. And so for this year, the theme for our legal year for the judiciary under 2025 is empowering justice. Building on the past and to create a stronger future.
As prayers ring out for those in authority and for law and order from Christ Church Cathedral, the judiciary remains prayerful that 2025 will be a momentous year for the acceleration of justice. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Also from acting Supreme Court Registrar Ronaldo Toot, he's excited for the prospects of higher efficiency in our court system, including the introduction of artificial intelligence.
Right now, one of the things we're working on is something called e-probate. So what e-probate is no longer you have to physically and manually file a probate document. You can just go online and you can just put in the name of the deceased person. You can put in who's applying, and artificial intelligence is going to actually automate and populate the document for you. Last year, the Chief Justice introduced e-filing. So right now, as of all of the documents as of 2024 going into 2025 were paperless based. So attorneys actually and members of the public can actually file court filings from the comfort of their homes. And so we've had a number of documents come in where you actually have Bahamians and other litigants before the court who are actually outside the jurisdiction.
Well, the Court Services Act allows for Court Services Council, an independent, autonomous body responsible for the administration and support services for the judiciary. Its new CEO is Delgado Forbes.
Prior to the council, finance and administration came by way of the executive through the Ministry of the Public Service and the Ministry of Finance. As a result of the council now, we are given our monies twice a year, and we are responsible for administration and finance, ensuring that the courts get everything it needs to ensure that the people receive the services it needs.
Meantime, the Chief Justice revealing there's been a decrease in the judicial system's backlog of the last year. With thousands of cases pending, it can cause a delay in resolutions, ultimately putting a strain on the judiciary's ability to deliver timely justice. While efforts are underway to address the issue, the Chief Justice underscored the need for reforms to streamline case management and restore efficiency in the courts.
We've put a dent in it. The
There have been a lot of plea deals over the last year. There have been a lot of matters that acknowledged have been entered, and trials have progressed. We've added new courtrooms. So backlogs on the civil and criminal side have seen some adjustments. There have been changes in terms of processes, reform in terms of criminal procedure and electronic case management. So there have been changes that have impacted the way the judiciary operates. We've added new courts. So we've had a full year.
In other news, a video of a daylight brawl involving a number of individuals on the grounds of the Yellow Elder Primary School making its rounds all over social media today. According to Education Director Dominic McCartney-Russell, the video is about 8 years old.
Our investigations. We also spoke with the district superintendent and the school leadership, and it was discovered that that video is actually from 2017. And that's one of the reasons why we have enhanced security measures on our school campuses. We've increased the presence of school resource officers and surveillance systems and security officers. We would have also instituted the parent engagement unit to provide support for parents, workshop for parents in regards to their children's education, but also in conflict resolution.
Coming up, finalists announced to be the new UB president. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking.
KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Crunch your KFC craving with a KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Get a piece of our golden fried chicken, crispy fries, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 juicy all-white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a sweet dessert biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda, all for just $9.95. Now that's a deal. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Church of God of Prophecy Crusade. This all-camp meeting will be held on January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center. Join us for powerful worship, life-changing ministry, and divine breakthrough as we hear from Bishop Dr. Ted Roy Powell of London, England. Crusade 2025, January 8th through 10th. 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center, Faith Avenue and Marshall Road.
A portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a shot of Palmdale, Nassau's first shopping hub outside of Bay Street, which was developed in the 1960s. That drone shot, courtesy of cameraman Neville Smith. Well, the Bahamas Consulate General in Los Angeles advising Bahamians in the area of those fierce fires in Southern California to follow the mandate of local authorities. The fires are spreading rapidly, presenting challenges for firefighters. Wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour are expected to continue through Thursday, potentially aiding in further fire activity and suppression efforts. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs encourages Bahamians to sign up with the Los Angeles Consulate to receive updated alerts and any evacuation and standby orders. Also making news tonight, the search for the next University of the Bahamas president progresses. After evaluating 90 candidates, 3 finalists have emerged. UB's Provost and Academic Affairs Vice President Dr. Maria Woodside-Oriaki, Dr. Robert Blaine of the Washington, D.C.-based Center for LEAD and the Center for Municipal Practice of National League of Cities, and Leroy Hamilton Jr., who is currently Assistant Provost at the University, or rather Hampton University in Virginia. Each of the finalists will be visiting UB's Oaksfield campus on separate occasions, while also meeting with the Education Minister and her team. Stakeholders will have an opportunity to provide invaluable feedback to inform the Board of Trustees' final decision. Well, the Road Traffic Department will be accepting existing unexpired insurance policy for renewal only in 2025. In a statement, the Ministry of Energy and Transport noted that in 2026 and beyond, vehicle owners must ensure they possess a valid insurance policy with a minimum coverage of 6 months to be in compliance with the Road Traffic Amendment Act 2024. The amendment was made to ensure that only licensed and insured vehicles are allowed on our streets after more than 4,000 traffic tickets were issued for unlicensed and uninsured vehicles last year. Well, since its launch in 2019, the Ministry of Labor's online skills bank has reportedly become one of the most relied upon digital platforms for Bahamian job seekers. Public Employment Services Officer Christopher Farrington says no matter what occupational or geographical position Bahamians are in, they should register themselves.
The Bahamas Department of Labor's online skills bank is actually the #1 search engine for jobs in the Bahamas. So if you're looking for jobs and you just search jobs in the Bahamas, our online skills portal will be the first one to pop up. We have seen an increase of different career opportunities, and some of these areas are some of the areas we're actually lacking in terms of skill sets in the Bahamas. And that's why we're encouraging Bahamians, not only in New Providence and the Family Islands, but also abroad, to register their skills with the Department of Labor. In the past year, we would have sent over 16,000 plus applications for considerations to various stakeholders. Also, we have been partnering with Corporate Bahamas. On a daily basis, we actually have persons coming in asking us, can you assist us with our recruitment needs? They have been referred based on the type of services provided by the Department of Labor. And I'm proud to say our services is free of charge.
Well, after being nominated by U.S. President-elect Donald Trump for the post of U.S. Ambassador to the Bahamas, former American football star Herschel Walker still awaits confirmation from the U.S. Senate to fill that post, which has been vacant for over a decade. Walker worked with the previous Trump administration but has no diplomatic experience. Associate Professor of History at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Christopher Curry, says it will be interesting to see how the new ambassador relates to our country and our government.
I think he's an interesting choice. Obviously, he's had some background, first of all, as a football player, but more recently in politics in Georgia. Unsuccessfully, mind you, but he's led some movements that are interesting. I think that the president-elect, Donald Trump, strategically chose him because he thought he had some value to the region and to our country.
Stay with us. There's more after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Make this year your best year yet. Education is the key to success, and the University of the West Indies Global Campus Bahamas is your partner in success. Take a course that increases your value in a matter of weeks, or get that degree you've been dreaming of with convenient online learning. Visit us at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas, call 323-6593, or WhatsApp 456-6687 today.
Blessings gonna find me here.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
At Shell, we say refresh, refuel, rejoice. This Christmas, every $20 fuel up earns you a ticket to over $25,000 in joyful giveaways. Refresh your holiday mood with lavish hotel vouchers, exclusive spa treatments, and high-end shopping vouchers. Fuel up and submit your receipt by WhatsApp to 422-0271 for a chance to win with Shell. Drive to Shell. Fuel up and enter to win your share of $25,000 in giveaways for a December to remember. Terms and conditions apply.
Jeff Ellis Swimming, a U.S. nonprofit with almost 4 decades of international aquatic safety training, has extended his experience to public school teachers here on New Providence. All for the sake of teaching as many persons as they can, especially kids, to survive in the water. The full story is coming up in Access Now, but here's a bit of what Director Jem Hughes had to say.
We do have a couple that are a little nervous about the swim, but we have split them up into 3 groups. So advanced swimmers, medium swimmers, and then some swimmers that might need some additional help. So we'll get the fast ones out of the way, and then we might need to get into the water and help them out a little bit today.
Well, Adon and Desmond join us live to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. Guys, what's coming up?
Well, Jimmy, let me tell you, the local government elections are set for January 23rd, and I think nominations took place yesterday in some of the Family Islands, Desmond.
Yeah, it's certainly a big deal, yeah.
And some pretty good candidates are vying to serve, so we're excited about that, and we have a story in our Family Island block with that as well.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Well, stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
So we helped bring some magic to the Aubrey Sale Primary School. We were able to visit with Mickey Mouse, bring some gifts, and just celebrate the magic of Disney in the community today, here in Nassau.
We were in a Disney sort of mood. It was such a great joy to see their faces light up and to hold those toys in their hands, knowing that I've got a piece of Disney in my hand. It was just awesome.
Disney coming to Eleuthera, coming to Nassau and Abaco. I'm so proud of Disney Cruise Line and the work Disney is doing, especially in the classroom and the schools in the Bahamas.
This has been an amazing day for me.
$10 deal. Available only at Marco's Southwest, Prince Charles, Village Road, and Robinson Road. Fine. Let me see what it's about. I'll take 20 of those, please. Wait. You good? Yeah, bro. Marcos, get this new deal. Get yourself a large one-topping pizza for only $10. $10? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, I need 30 of them $10 carry-out pizza deal, please.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Tonight at 8, tune into the ZNS network for a live national address by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip E. Davis, KC. That's tonight at 8, right here on the ZNS network.
Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
In the Caribbean, the changing climate is more than just an environmental issue. It poses a threat to our health. From respiratory problems to heat stress, climate change and variability deeply impact our well-being. With our forecast through November 2024 highlighting upcoming climate conditions that will exacerbate health risks, it's important to be prepared. Here are some key climate and health insights for the months ahead.
In these months, the risk of allergic rhinitis, the risk of asthma in vulnerable people is likely to increase due to Saharan dust incursions. The risk of gastrointestinal illness due to water supply being compromised. The risk of skin infections due to wading in floodwaters. The risk of leptospirosis due to displaced rodents. They could contaminate household items. Levels of morbidity and the rate of hospitalizations due to heat stress. And we may also see increases in the incidence of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika cases due to increases in mosquito populations, particularly the Aedes aegypti mosquito, as a result of high temperatures and increasing humidity in the coming months.
Stay informed about weather forecasts and seasonal climate updates. Your health and well-being depend on it. For more information and updates, follow CIMH on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
As Law Enforcement Appreciation Day approaches, our West Calix Forbes continues her 3-part series, tonight concentrating on the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
A story from Eleuthera highlighting the unwavering dedication of police officers who go above and beyond the call of duty, sometimes even when they're considered off-duty.
Officer Robert Gibson is being celebrated on social media for his heroic actions on his day off. The story has quickly gained traction on Facebook and radio stations. The residents from Eleuthera and beyond are praising the officer for his selfless and quick thinking.
At the same time I was walking, a friend called me and said, her brother called her and said her father wasn't feeling good and he overbited. The same club I was walking over, so I told her, I told her I'm walking over there right now, but I could check up on him. So when I walked there, I saw him in the red Mustang, and I hailed him at first, but he didn't answer. His voice was slurred, and his phone was open, like he's trying to open his phone. So I shined my light. When I shined my light, I noticed that he was drooling a little bit, and I carried him straight to the clinic. I think the nurse is still waiting on him now. So when I went, the clinic is like at least 10 minutes away. So I said, for me to go get my car and come back, I said, just put him in the passenger seat and I'll drive him. So when they put him in the passenger seat, we headed south into Winds Bight, and I called his family member. I said, bringing him right now. Just make sure the nurse is there. So I picked up his daughter, and then I carry him to the clinic.
Gibson says being a police officer is more than just a job. It's a way of life. He encouraged young men thinking of joining the law enforcement field.
A police officer is never off duty. And as my supervisors told me, always be vigilant, off and on duty. Don't mind what friends say or whoever judge them, because being a police is great. Tell them, be a leader, don't be no follower. If your friends say no, it's a very good opportunity. Trust me. I took it, and I'm loving it right now, to be honest.
In recognizing Officer Gibson and others like him, we acknowledge that being an officer is a lifelong commitment, and for many, the job never truly ends. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Well, thanks, Wes. Before we end, we have this programming note. Stay tuned to the ZNS Network at 8 o'clock tonight for the national address from Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis. Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
It's time to lift off.
Southland Cathedral Global Ministries presents the Liftoff Gospel Concert 2025, featuring award-winning international gospel recording artists Ty Trebet and Todd Delaney. Get your dancing shoes ready because it's standing room only. January 10th, 2025 at 8 p.m. sharp. Tickets are $40 in advance and $50 at the door. Get your tickets today at Southland Cathedral Global Ministries on Soldier Road West. And let's lift off with Ty Trebet and Todd Delaney. See you there.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today. In an interview at the Green Turtle Key New Year's Day Junkanoo celebration, veteran Junkanooer Willis Paul Lavarity told us what Junkanoo means to him as well as other residents of Green Turtle Key.
What it means to me in the Green Turtle Key community is like bringing togetherness. First and foremost, it's something we look forward to doing every year from childhood, and that's where I go. Like from the age of 3, I was like brought up into this. I'm 54 years old now, and I've been doing this for like 51 years. My dad, Big Mike, Donnie Hadley, Lincoln Jones. We had sponsors like people like Berlin Key, Paul Lockhart, and numerous other people who's been helping out with this for years. The Junkanoo is like the single most supportive day for Green Turtle Key. I mean, we have a lot of events on Green Turtle Key, but this is by far the most supportive one-day event. This year was, I tell you, it was challenging, but it's like probably the best we had in a long time. And the community came out full force. Abaco came out, helped Green Turtle Key unite. I gotta say, the people who was here before, we gotta give thanks to each and every one of those people who, from my time, like 50 years ago, to the last generation and to this generation. It's really, really important to me that we keep this going on.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Sink or swim? Swim is a choice here as the Ministry of Education qualifies swim instructors for schools. The details straight ahead.
Plus, the Chinese government assisting local farmers in embracing new ways of growing and expanding their crops.
And Reed Davis is making sure the crisis center is not left out of the gift giving. We have that story.
And coming up in sports, BAISS basketball returns after the holiday break.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Well, a pleasant good evening. Glad that you can join us. I'm Desmond Saunders.
And I'm LaDon Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
One more day to go before we celebrate holiday. A majority rule day. Will not be relaxing. We'll be here at work. What are your plans?
I think I'm going to be relaxing, Desmond. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be relaxing.
Well, let's dive straight into the news here this evening for you. And we start with education, a swimming initiative very soon. New Providence Public School students, if put in the position to sink or swim, will swim. The decision to put pools in the schools was just one piece of the puzzle. Another, putting qualified instructors in the pools to provide safe and efficient swimming lessons. Our Diane Dean got into the water alongside those being tested for the job.
The Pools in Public Schools initiative has been taken one step further. Educators from 12 public schools across New Providence have lined up at the Betty Kelly Canning National Swim Complex to get their swim instructor certification.
They're excited about right now being at the training and getting the skills that they need to ensure that they have a quality program for the students. And so we're looking forward for great things for physical education, especially with swimming. It can be a foundation and a pathway to many other things.
Well, they're not the only ones excited about school children getting water survival training. Jem Hughes, director of international nonprofit Jeff Ellis Swimming, boasts that she is too. She and her team made our wonderful nation their first stop.
I think Bahamas is the #1 place that needs it. You said it, surrounded by water. Being surrounded by water and not knowing how to swim, it just affects everything around you. You know, you can't do certain things, go on a boat. You can't, you know, get into the water with your kids or with your grandparents or whoever else is in there. You guys have a lot of aquatic life as well that is in the water, and we want to stay safe around that as well.
Education, Sports and Recreation Officer Aria Knowles acknowledges the school pool's proposal has been in the education books for a long time, but its success is certainly not attributed to any one group.
This is not just a Ministry of Education initiative. This is a national initiative. And after which the Sean Foundry Foundation came into being because they too had a concern about our children and the percentage of persons who can and cannot swim here in the Bahamas.
Officials are even hopeful some trainees will become the next national swimming champion, like Ariana Vanderpool Wallace or Andy Knowles.
Swim instruction alone is going to really push past those generational curses that have profounded on the Bahamas.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Ambassador Yang Jiayong of the People's Republic of China tilling the ground of a joint project intended to improve the nation's 2025 thrust toward food security. On Monday, during a food tasting event at the Chinese Embassy on Shirley Street, Jiayong celebrated a 2-year initiative with the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, where more than 20 crops indigenous to China were locally grown at a demo farm using advanced methods spearheaded by farmers from China's Hunan-based Lingshai Agricultural Services. She hopes those methods will assist local farmers to embrace new ways of growing and expanding their crops.
I feel strongly the enthusiasm of Bahamian people to development of agriculture, and of course I feel strongly the potential between China and Bahamas to to develop a cooperation in agriculture. So the farm today, the demonstration farm we talk about today, and the food we tasted, they all come from this farm: watermelon, cauliflower, pepper, tomato, and cucumber. They all come from this farm. It's a joint venture. It's a joint effort of two Hunan agriculture experts as well as the Ministry of Agriculture of Bahamas.
Well, the Office of the Spouse of the Prime Minister made its rounds to charities across the nation this past Christmas season, with monetary donations meant to propel and encourage their work. Well, even with an initial clash in schedule, Anne-Marie Davis says she could not let too long a period go by without ensuring the Bahamas Crisis Center was gifted.
This is the one operation that I think does the most nationally for women and children and men. Anyone who's battered, who need a place to stay, to be counseled, and they have to be fed, looked after. This is the place. This is the hotline, the number that's out there as the hotline for people in crisis.
She has a burden to assist is not just on any one person, but on all who are able.
Because we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of people to heal. We have a lot of people that just depend on donations. And everyone should put $1, maybe $5 a month. If everyone does that, or many of us do it, you'll see how much it will come up to.
Well, still to come, it's Wednesday, so it's time for Leno Wealth-Wise Investment Diversification is a discussion tonight. Stay close. Back after this.
Try something that's special, that's simple value and quality. Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounces, $1.19. Parma chunk tuna, 5 ounces, 89 cents. Boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Fresh pork picnics, $1.99 per pound. Sweet mangoes, 2 for $3. Fresh lemons, 3 for $1. Specials every day at simple value and quality. Supermarkets.
So we helped bring some magic to the Albury Sale Primary School. We were able to visit with Mickey Mouse, bring some gifts, and just celebrate the magic of Disney in the community today here in Nassau.
We were in a Disney sort of mood. It was such a great joy to see their faces light up and to hold those toys in their hands, knowing that I've got a piece of Disney in my hand. It was just awesome.
Disney coming to Eleuthera, coming to Nassau and Abaco. I'm so proud of Disney Cruise Line and the work Disney is doing, especially in the classroom and the schools in the Bahamas.
This has been an amazing day for me.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Church of God of Prophecy Crusade. This all-camp meeting will be held on January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center. Join us for powerful worship, life-changing ministry, and divine breakthrough as we hear from Bishop Dr. Ted Roy Powell of London, England. Crusade 2025, January 8th through 10th, 7 p.m. nightly at our youth center, Faith Avenue and Marshall Road.
Live shot there of the Leno Financial Services building. Our neighbors here on top of the hill, Collins Avenue. Good shot there. Let's take a look at what's happening on the Family Islands. Well, the Department of Local Government gearing up for local government elections set for January 23rd. Yesterday was nomination day across the 33 Family Island districts in Grand Bahama. There are some 268 open seats for town committee members and more than 240 council seats. Acting Director of Local Government Donald Rowe says the process ran smoothly, and he highlighted the significance of these elections.
What it means that those persons who live in those specific districts and constituencies, they will offer themselves up to govern local government and to ensure that whatever they want to see happen in their community or their constituency, they will have the power to do whatever it is they want to be accomplished.
Now, this will be the 10th local government election since local government started back in 1996, and the new local government bill passed last year will mean greater autonomy for Family Island communities.
The local government bill of 2024 will enable those elected officials to do more than they have ever had the opportunity to do in the past. I think with the stipend everything has increased. The stipend has increased. Whatever they do, they now have the opportunity to solicit funds to be reused or to be invested in their communities.
Madon.
Well, Desmond, the holidays are over and the new year has begun. As you write your New Year's resolutions, it's the perfect time to think about protecting your finances and planning for the year ahead. One strategy that experts at Leno highlight is diversification. Today, we're looking at what that means and why spreading your investments can keep your finances secure for the future.
What does it mean to diversify your investments? Simply put, it's the financial version of not putting all your eggs in one basket. Instead of placing all your money into one stock, one company, or even one industry, you spread it across a mix of investments, like stocks, bonds, real estate, or mutual funds. This strategy helps create balance and stability, protecting you when markets shift.
If all your money is invested in one specific company, and something happens to the company, such as poor management decisions, legal issues, or competitive pressures, this could lead to a major loss for both you and the company. So putting all of your investment in that one company would not exactly be wise. When you put all your money in one place, you miss out on potential gains from other sectors or asset classes that might perform better in a different market condition. Diversification helps to cushion against shocks to the portfolio. Spreading your investments over different asset classes, industry sectors, and geographical locations helps manage risk by balancing potential losses in one area with gains in others. This tends to stabilize overall returns.
And that's the key, balance. Diversification doesn't mean giving up on strong returns. By mixing high-growth investments with safer options, you're positioning your money for both protection and growth.
So while diversification doesn't guarantee the highest short-term return, it can most certainly help build a more resilient portfolio that achieves strong, sustainable growth over time.
Take a look at your investments. Make sure they are diversified and plan for the new year. With smart strategies in place, you will be ready for whatever 2025 brings. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Some good stuff there on investment diversification. Let's check out what's coming up in sports.
And after a long holiday break, high school sports back underway. Details of that story coming up in sports.
Cybersecurity is really a matter of national security. Heal Bahamas is about making sure that every organization in the Bahamas recognizes the importance of, one, being prepared, two, understanding what that preparation looks like, because at the end of the day, we see that as a part of our cybersecurity initiative, and this is why I'm delighted to be hosting this conference. Securing the future. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Alive Business Cybersecurity Summit.
Everyone hates a dead cow battery. Why not get a battery that lasts and has a 12-month warranty and is only $64.50? Intercontinental batteries are made with German technology, compatible with Japanese, US, and European vehicles, and adapts to warm climates. All right, good to go. These batteries are high quality, affordable, innovative, and only available at AID. Visit us online or WhatsApp us at 427-0026. AID, all you really need and more.
Tonight at 8, tune into the ZNS network for a live national address by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip E. Davis, KC. That's tonight at 8, right here on the ZNS network.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in this parking lot. You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the... Look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, right? Boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big broke, and he got a sticker inside to say this mother. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports after a long holiday break. Local schools hitting the court to resume their respective basketball seasons over in the BAISS. The reigning junior boys champions, eager to defend their title. Our Eugene Stewart was courtside and filed this report.
Back from their Christmas break, the BAISS basketball season continuing yesterday as the Giants of St. John's took on the Saints of Kingsway Academy in the junior boys division. With the Giants maintaining the lead for the entire game with as much as 25 points, the Saints looked to make a fourth quarter push to close the gap, but the Giants would close this one out 45-29. Head coach of the Giants, Dashton Baker, says that his boys were well prepared for their challenge ahead.
I know coming into the game, they had a lot of size, but my guys with a little more skill. So what we like to do is we like to try to pocket tight and force teams to shoot jump shots. And defensive pressure, that's our Achilles heel. We drive ourselves on playing defense, and guys came out, they played a lot of defense today, and the defense carried us along the way.
Leader of the pack, number 21, Addison Bethel, says that his team is focused for the rest of their season.
Feel good, a good win. Like, we came out there, we know what we had to do, so we executed. We all had the mindset of coming out a win, so we just know if we had the determination and the right mindset, we come out there and execute today. I feel good. We came back we come for a two-piece, so we're gonna come out there, execute, beat all teams, and we're gonna see everyone in Kendall again this year.
Junior and senior divisions continue this entire month of January. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
And that's a look at your sports on this Wednesday. A check on weather when we return.
Supermarkets. Genio turkeys, $2.59 per pound. Stovetop stuffing, assorted, 6 ounces, $2.79. Great American raw shrimp, 12 ounces, $3.99. Fresh celery, 2 for $5. Yellow onion, 3-pound bag, $2.99. Ocean spray cranberry sauce, 14 ounces, $1.99. Let's make it a December to remember. Happy holidays from Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
The United States of America just voted in its 47th president, Donald J. Trump, and we're packing our bags and heading to Washington, D.C. to be there on Inauguration Day, January 20th, 2025. The stage is set, and here's your opportunity to be a part of this historic journey when you sign up for one of our affordable advertising packages. Your business will be included in our live on-location news stories in the National Report and Access Now. And that's not all. The Rundown with Clint Watson will also air live from Washington, D.C. Thought we were done? Not yet. Our dynamic social media teams will be in D.C. as well, giving you live, interactive, up-to-the-minute updates as it all unfolds. Don't delay. Call our sales department now at 502-3800 and reserve your exclusive D.C. package. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you all set? Well, let's hop on that flight. You know we always have you covered, because only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
The idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea, and so we started Let's Swim Bahamas.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach, and so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. I mean, some of them come from maybe hard homes. Maybe they're bullied at school. Who knows what they have, but when they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protect your life and help with the training throughout the year. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, a show you can. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate program suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
It's time now for your Access Weather Forecast, and we have this thin, broken line of showers just to the west of Bimini and west end Grand Bahama. It's associated with a frontal system, which will push through practically unnoticed. The reason being, we expect those showers to fall apart, but there's a secondary front that will push through on Sunday late, and that will stall over the northwest Bahamas for a short while, finally pushing through on Monday, and that will maintain the wintry temperatures that we've been experiencing for another week or so. And your boating forecast tonight, it's brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. And for all areas tonight, that northerly flow will continue 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet, not bad at all. Low tide will take place at 8:48 this evening. And then tomorrow, Thursday, in the northwestern islands, the winds become northwest, picking up in speeds behind that front that we've been talking about. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, so cautious flags will come in place tomorrow for the northwest Bahamas. Now, the low tide, that will occur at 9:54 in the morning, with the high tide at 3:37 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, northwest winds as well, 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. On Friday in the northwestern islands, those winds will swing out of the east, becoming 10 to 15 knots, so we'll start to see a warming trend heading into the weekend, but that too will be short-lived. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet, low tide on Friday, 10:58 in the morning, with the high tide at 4:40 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, northeast-east, 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Brawl Star.
Till you're sick and can't raise your head. But when you're up and feeling fine, they don't check for you no time. Hey, they don't know you till you're dead. Till you're sick and can't raise up your head. Oh, yeah. Oh.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Desmond and LaDon.
Cool temperature's going to be with us for the next 3 days. I know you're happy, right?
And I'm enjoying every minute of it, Desmond.
Well, now time now for Matea Cunningham. Let's Talk Socials.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Socials. I'm Matea, your host, here to keep you up to date with what's the latest buzz online. Today, we're diving into Squid Game Season 2 and the explosion of reactions it's garnered across social media. But first, let's give some context for those who might be new to the global sensation. Squid Game became a worldwide phenomenon when it premiered in 2021. The story follows Seong-jeon, a man struggling with crippling debt, who enters a mysterious competition to win a life-changing fortune. The games, however, are brutal, life-threatening versions of childhood activities. Beneath the suspense and shocking twists, the show delves into the powerful themes of class inequality, desperation, and survival. Season 2 brings us back to Jeon, who, after narrowly escaping the games, chose to re-enter their sinister world in a mission to take down the masterminds behind it. But here's where social media buzz comes in. Fans are split on how they feel about this season. Let's take a moment to watch the trailer and get a glimpse of the action that's been sparking those debates.
저희는 여러분을 해치려는 게 아닙니다. 여러분들에게 기회를 드리는 겁니다.
땡.
엄마, 가만 둬면 다 갖고도 남아.
야, 그럼 여기 왜 다시 들어왔냐?
난 그 게임을 멈추려는 거야.
Many are already counting down to Season 3, which promises to deliver a thrilling conclusion. So, what's your take? Does Season 2 live up to the hype, or are you waiting for Season 3 to bring it home? And I'll see you next time on Let's Talk Socials.
Well, that does it for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Stay tuned for a national address by our Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Take care.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Good evening and Happy New Year. It is a joy and a blessing to be with you here tonight at the University of the Bahamas and to have the privilege of addressing Bahamians across the country at the start of this year. We start the year full of renewed energy and commitment to serving our country and each other. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share news and reflections about the progress we are making and to make some significant announcements about the changes to come in the weeks and months ahead. My friends, we are living through extraordinary times, times full of both peril and promise. The challenges are evident, even as we work to address our country's most difficult, long-standing problems. We must confront new and modern challenges as well. But this is also a time of exciting, game-changing new opportunities, if we are brave enough to embrace them. I've never been more optimistic about what we can accomplish and what kind of country we can build together. We can cast off shackles that have held us back in the past. Young Bahamians are on the cusp of opportunities and achievements their parents could scarcely have dreamed possible. We are going to lean on the values, the traditions, and the history that make us special, even as we leverage new solutions and new technology to lift up a new generation and to ensure dignity and security for all of our citizens. Together, we can build an economy in which Bahamian talent is increasingly recognized and rewarded. An economy in which every year more and more Bahamians have a major ownership stake. An economy for the many, not the few. In which all Bahamians can build their dreams right here at home. I'm not going to sugarcoat reality. There aren't any shortcuts between here and there. You know and I know that challenges and obstacles are real. Yet think about how far we've come already. We've pulled our country and each other out of darkness into light. Just a little more than 3 years ago, our economy was in shambles. Our nation's finances were in free fall, and our hospitals, our schools, and our communities were in deep crisis. We met that moment with determination. And when I say we, I mean all of us. Governments don't rebuild by themselves. Our country's recovery is something we accomplish together. From the start, we worked in partnership with all of you. We said free testing and free masks made a lot more sense than curfews and lockdowns. And you proved us right. We worked hard to promote our country, to revitalize tourism, and to build new partnerships. We pulled our country back from the fiscal brink. We fought to get our country removed from the blacklist. We brought back old jobs, and we created new ones. And Bahamians embraced the opportunities generated as employees, entrepreneurs, and innovators. Despite the good economic news, and even though the unemployment rate is the lowest since 2008, far too many Bahamians are still struggling. So tonight, I want to focus specifically on how we can tackle one of our country's most stubborn problems, the high cost of living, that is such a major source of hardship and frustration. In the Bahamas, prices have been too high for too long. And on top of that, just as we emerged from the pandemic, we were hit with the worst global inflation crisis in more than 40 years. A global, interconnected world means prices here at home can be affected by problems and conflicts thousands of miles away. The pandemic, the war in Ukraine, conflict in the Middle East, a major drought which slowed shipping traffic through the Panama Canal, all have affected shipping and insurance costs, and therefore prices around the world, including here at home. I know that high prices exert a terrible pressure on families. I know how stressful it is when there is more money going out than coming in, even when you are working hard, when there is no way to pay all the bills that need to be paid. The rising cost of food is one of the costs that has hit many families the hardest. Even though inflation is now slowing, prices remain higher than many find reasonable or affordable. And so tonight, I am pleased to announce a 50% reduction in the VAT rate on all food sold in food stores. Beginning April 1st, the rate will be cut in half from 10% to 5%. This new 5% rate will apply to all food in the food stores, including fresh fruits and vegetables, baby food, lunch snacks, and frozen foods. However, it will not apply to prepared foods in the deli. This rate reduction will also apply to the importation of all items previously mentioned. The effective date is April 1st in order to give merchants and food stores time to make the necessary adjustments. Let me make it clear. VAT is not the cause of the high price of food. But for those with the tightest disposable income, reducing VAT by 50% will make a difference. This reduction will not impact our fiscal targets for this year. And I repeat, this reduction will not impact our fiscal targets for this year. You will remember how bleak things looked in the summer of 2021 with all the talk of downgrades, currency devaluation, and tax hikes. In fact, some recommended at the time that our country raise VAT from 12% to 15% to bring it in line with our regional neighbors, because we have the lowest VAT in the region. But we thought asking Bahamians, just gaining freedom from curfews and lockdowns, to pay more VAT on absolutely everything across the board would cause real hardship and slow our economic recovery. So instead, we lowered VAT from 12 to 10%. Instead of going up to 15 as recommended, we went down to 10%. Since that time, we have worked really hard to improve our nation's finances. Now that we have put the economy onto a stable, secure footing, we are able to ease the VAT rate to provide more financial relief. Recently, the IMF said that we have achieved what we have achieved in bringing the economy back as rapidly and quickly as we had was remarkable. That is what we achieved together. But the high cost of living means Bahamians who are back to work are making a lot of hard choices, one after another. Choices like, should I go home after work to take care of a sick family member or take that second shift? Choices should not have to be made. The basics feel out of reach, not to mention buying a home or building security for your future. So many young people feel stuck because they cannot afford to take the next step forward. The same kind of work that once could mean a good life, a decent life plus a little more, now does not stretch to cover your monthly costs. So we need to address the underlying structural issues that have caused prices to be high for so long. We have already started by creating our country's first nationwide energy sector reforms. The high cost of energy runs right throughout the economy. Important parts of our outdated electricity grid that date back to before independence. Some of them are so old that no one makes the parts to fix them anymore. But we can't build a successful economy, and Bahamians can't build their own success stories if we continue to be burdened by an old, outdated system dependent on heavy and diesel fuels. An unreliable system, and above all, an expensive system. You simply can't build a 21st century economy with 20th century infrastructure. So we are reforming, upgrading, modernizing. Solar panels are going to go up and prices are going to come down. We are partnering with Bahamian companies across our family islands to meet the unique needs of each. We are going to have New Providence first utility scale solar fields. We are integrating LNG. We are updating transmission lines and technology for efficiency, which means cost savings, for reliability and increased resilience during storms. It's a huge undertaking, and it's going to make a huge difference. But the changes will take time. So while that work is happening, we are offering relief on high monthly electricity bills with an equity rate adjustment, a tariff reduction that has already added up to significant savings for thousands of Bahamian households and businesses. In the coming months and years, imagine how many more Bahamian businesses will grow and thrive once they are not held back by high electricity costs. The huge increase in cost of housing has also helped to drive up the cost of living. We are building affordable housing and we are piloting a rent-to-own program. But while these are important, they are not reaching enough Bahamians yet. So even as we work to expand those efforts, we are exploring ways to incentivize the private sector to build more. Increasing the supply of housing is the best way to see reductions in the cost of housing. We have also expanded concessions to first-time homeowners because it's so hard to make that big leap. In healthcare, we established a catastrophic healthcare fund. When we came to office, we found an enormous backlog of Bahamians waiting for urgent cardiovascular, urological, eye care, and orthopedic surgeries by specialists. To date, hundreds of Bahamians have been able to have these life-changing and in some cases life-saving surgeries which they could not have otherwise afforded. 41,000 Bahamians now receive their medications free of charge, and we are now negotiating with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and manufacturers to bring down prices for everyone else. We know that every cost saving helps. We put free Wi-Fi in our parks. We expanded the housing allowance for teachers and increased school uniform assistance for students. We have signed an historic 33 labor agreements, many of which had been expired for years. We cleared the backlog of promotions in the public service. We implemented a minimum wage increase even when some argued it was unrealistic. The minimum wage isn't high enough yet, but we are moving in the right direction. Some of our policies to help ease the high cost of living also serve additional policy goals. Consider our school breakfast program. We have already served more than 230,000 free hot breakfasts to our school children. This has improved school attendance and helps our children begin their day ready to learn. It also helps families save at the food store. Our agricultural policies also serve multiple goals. When we can grow more of what we eat, we will be less dependent on expensive imports. We are also seeing the growth of a new entrepreneurial sector for that economy. That's why we are pioneering innovative agricultural programs and grants to support active and aspiring farmers. We are also launching a new agriculture and marine cadet program to provide hands-on training and mentorship. Because of our remarkable economic recovery, our GDP, gross domestic product, has grown by 31.4%, and we reduced our deficit from 13.1% to 1.3% of our GDP in 3 years. We knocked more than $1 billion off our deficit. These are things we should all be proud of. A stronger economy is ultimately good for us all. From the start, our goal has been to shift more of the tax burden to those who can best afford it. That required a number of steps, including new legislation. For example, we introduced corporate income tax for multinationals with more than €750 million in annual revenue who operate in the Bahamas. This is the first time ever that a tax like this has been imposed here. Instead of adding major new taxes on Bahamians, we organize ourselves to collect much more of the VAT already owed by larger companies. We are improving real property tax compliance, but likewise we have exempted more Bahamian property owners than ever before. The net result is increased revenue and a net reduction in property tax arrears. We are hopeful that the reduction of VAT on food items will help reduce some of the pain when you pay for your groceries. One of the biggest reasons for the high cost of living in the Bahamas is a lack of competition. When competition is weak, or if companies have a monopoly in a certain market, businesses can charge whatever they like. When there's competition, customers have more choices. They have more choice about where to shop and what to buy. Competitors can offer cheaper prices to entice customers, and businesses soon realize that the way to succeed is by becoming more competitive. In order to strengthen competition, we will shortly be engaging in a consultative period prior to introducing legislation to prohibit anti-competitive practices. By promoting competition, the legislation will seek to enhance consumer welfare and protection through lower prices, remove unfair trading practices, and secure better products and services, and a wide range of choice at the best possible prices. In order to help Bahamians shop around to find the best prices, we are also launching a new price comparison app to help consumers easily compare prices between retailers. The app will initially focus on the food sector, but is planned to extend across a number of sectors. On the current timetable, we expect to have the app up and running by the end of the first quarter of 2025. When people have more information, they can make the choices that suit them best. And when people have more choices, they can in turn make decisions that are right for them and their families. Another major policy which we are rapidly moving towards full implementation is our trade diversification policy. You may have already heard something about this initiative while the program was being put together at the end of last year. Up to 90% of goods consumed in the Bahamas are imported, and 85% of those are from the United States. Historically, the Bahamas has relied heavily on a limited number of trading partners. While these relationships have served us well, the global market is constantly evolving. In the same way that we wish to promote wider choice amongst retailers, we wish to offer a wider choice of places from which we source our products. By diversifying the places from where we source our products, we not only reduce risks associated with the supply chain disruptions, we can also cut costs associated with unnecessary middlemen. In some cases, for example, where we import goods from the United States, some of those products originate from other countries, then get shipped to the American wholesalers who pay to clear customs before shipping a second time to the Bahamas. Same products of the same quality. If we import the same products directly from their countries of origin, we could cut some, if not all, of the middleman activity, thereby importing at a lower price. The effort to bring down the cost of living will be an ongoing effort on our part. The status quo just doesn't work. In the past, I've spoken about the principle of economic justice. If you train hard and work hard, you should be able to reap the rewards from that. You shouldn't have to struggle to make ends meet. Friends, in the same way that we have worked in partnership to recover the economy, now more than ever, we need that partnership to thrive. 2025 holds great promise for our country and for our future. God has blessed us and continues to bless us. And as we move forward throughout the year, I pray God's special blessings upon each of you and upon the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Thank you.
At the Lyndon Bindling International Airport, I'm Corvell Pyfrom. This is ZNS.